Welcome back, gents. How you guys doing?
It's all good.
I called you gents, so we all know that none of us are gentlemen. So let's just start off there. Let's start off strong with this.
Hello, gentlemen.
Matt's not at the beach. He's not at the boat.
I'm not at the beach. I'm not on the dock. I'm in an office. I'm in my own office.
Man, that's a rarity
Big
for the
deal.
summer. Yeah. So I'm in my office all the time. So I mean, you see me every once in a while look on, but like for the most part, I'm here. All right.
I'm back in New Jersey.
Well, you had a longer trip though. You were 10 hours away, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
512 miles or something like that.
Well,
Only had to charge twice on the way home.
that's not too bad. Let's see here. I wish I liked driving more. Let's just put it that way. So if I want to drive 500 miles, that's torture to me. But anyway,
Chris would drive 500 miles.
The way home was fine. Going up there was awful.
Yeah. My buddy is moving from Florida to Maryland. He has to drive like 14 hours with a cat in the car.
Oof.
I told him to live stream it because it'd be hilarious. But
Depends
I don't
on
think
the
he's
cat.
gonna do that. I don't think he's gonna do that.
I've had cats that would be totally chill with that, and I have cats that would completely destroy the vehicle and break a window to get out.
He rescued this cat, and when he rescued it, people said that it bit people, which it kind of does, but it doesn't bite him. It likes him, but he's never taken it in a car for that long. So like,
Yeah, live stream that.
You better drive. You better give it some meds.
Monetize that.
all I can think of is like Tommy Boy, like when they're in their car, stuff like that. Like I was like,
Raccoon.
the deer, one of the deer was the deer from Tommy Boy.
Oh, it was a deer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong animal. But
Um,
yeah, it gets like
anyway.
attacked with it, stuck in the car.
Yeah. So I told him live stream he needs to record it. Maybe I need to send him like a GoPro with like a battery and stuff like that. A big old thing, like a.
I would
big
assist
ass
with
micro
funding
stand.
this for that kind of entertainment.
We should go fund this. All right. Moving on. Let's get into the topic for the day. We love patching. We love patching so much. I don't know why we love patching. It sounds stupid, but hey, what does patching do? It solves vulnerabilities. It fixes things or it breaks things, whichever way you want to look at it. Sometimes it breaks things. But Microsoft, for July, patched 570 vulnerabilities in a single day, which is nearly triple the record that they had set in June.
Wow.
Impressive.
That's crazy. So I have a little bit of breakdown of this. 60 of the 570 were critical, meaning attacker could take remote control of the machine with little or no help from the user. 250 were privilege escalation bugs, which means somebody could just get to administrator from a normal user. I mean, it was crazy. There was 0 days in there. I mean, this is like a smorgasbord of
Let's unpack
patching
that for a second. You just said there were 250 ways that they gave for getting privileges once the person got onto a machine.
Yep.
Wow.
Now they weren't. I don't know the. There's also a Copilot severity one that was a 9.6. A malicious website could cause Edge for Android to craft prompts into Copilot, but on an Android, which I'm confused about how that affected PC. I guess unless you're running an Android emulator, I don't know, but it was something like that. But
Yeah, I'm confused by that too.
But yeah, and then Google I think fixed 468 flaws in the same month. I mean, this has been a stellar month. So, but what is driving this, right? What is driving finding all of these vulnerabilities quicker? We've talked about it before. It's AI.
Could it be? Can I guess? Oh, I want to say AI for good, because we've been talking about AI for hacking and the bad guy using it lately.
Well, I mean, look, there's good use of AI. You can make funny comic books. You can make funny videos. You can maybe put a parody site on the internet that very few people know about. That's actually pretty hilarious. Yeah, that's an inside joke. We'll just let that go and go. All right.
Oh man, you are tempting me right now.
Don't do it.
Okay,
all right.
I'm done.
So with AI, no, we've talked about Claude a little bit. We talked about Mythos, which the government, that was one of the reasons that government, because they released it as Fable, and then there's an elevation that they thought was a problem, and they banned it, and now it's back and all that stuff. But OpenAI has one for 5.6. They have Cyber. There's Fable 5, or Mythos is the Cyber version for Anthropic, for Claude. But Microsoft has their own now. Microsoft has released, just 2 weeks after the patching, released MAI, which stands for Microsoft AI, Cyber 1 Flash. And it's specifically a security model that gets put into a system called MDash, which is in private preview right now. And it's finding and fixing vulnerabilities at half the cost of the competition.
So hopefully finding these vulnerabilities before others do with other systems.
And they're launching it on their own stuff first. That explains June. That explains tripling it in July. I mean, in August, we're going to hit 1,000. Come on, let's go. Let's hit 1,000.
There you go.
Actually, that's terrifying. Maybe we've fixed so many of them that we can't hit 1,000. Let's go with that. But what do you guys think? Like, this is crazy numbers to me.
Well, it's actually really good that they're applying it to their own stuff before releasing it, because otherwise it's going to be, there's going to be opening up the door for the bad guys. But, as it stands now, they already gave the bad guys 250 plus or 500 possible vectors to go reach out to people that haven't patched or that can't patch.
Yep.
Because how many people are still running Windows 10?
Let's not talk about that. Actually, let's talk about that in the whole episode, because there's some data out there that's kind of terrifying.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But I love it. But I have one wish. I have one thing that I'm looking forward to, and it's that, okay, we're using this for finding all these patches and creating patches now. Sorry, finding these vulnerabilities and creating patches. Do you think Windows 12 could come out without needing 500 patches or so in a month?
You're gonna get me on a tangent of what I think Microsoft should do.
Thinking.
No. All right, I don't talk about this a lot, but I'll talk about this. Microsoft needs to wipe the floor with Windows and start over. I would much prefer a consumer-driven version of Windows and a business-driven version of Windows that does have some backwards compatibility. There are things out there like containers where they could run legacy stuff. There is no need to keep the spaghetti code that they've kept for so long. Just burn it to the ground. Apple's done it.
Let's just go back to NT4 for business.
No.
Which is great. All right, Windows 2000.
But
there are so many new features and things that are being pushed into Windows that nobody even uses at the business level. That why do we need it?
That list takes 15 minutes to read every time it comes out.
I think the problem though is you look at the code base, and the code base is based off of something that's how old now? So Windows 11 code base is based off of what, 10? Which is somewhat based off 7.
Which is a lot based off of Vista. Vista was really the first one on that one.
So what year did Windows 10 come out? 2015? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So you're basing off code base initially, and that's just, it's old. They keep so much legacy stuff in here. It's just burn it to the ground. Come out with an operating system, because look, what do most people do at a core level? Let's take business out of this for a second. What do people do in their personal life?
Open a web page.
Maybe use Office. Maybe play some video games.
Maybe use Office. Maybe
play some video games. Right.
Lots of video games.
Yeah. How many of those really need legacy that couldn't just have a container run or something like that if it really needed to open that up and keep the operating system safe? It'd be smaller. It'd be more efficient. It'd be faster. Look at how well Mac handles application and RAM usage versus Windows. We're in this RAM shortage right now, and they're releasing Windows PCs with 8 gigs of RAM. I mean, do you actively hate your end users? Do you hate your customer? Because that's all it tells me. You hate your customer because you really can't run Windows efficiently on less than 16 unless you're doing one task, which is stupid. But Mac can have, Apple can have the Neo with 8 gigs, and it's actually a functional computer.
It's a little hot.
Maybe, but
it's a hand warmer.
Again, just burn it to the ground. If you want to keep a version that's tied to business that has legacy, there's still so many different technologies out there where you could make it smaller, make it more efficient, make it run faster with less RAM, and still offer that backwards compatibility if you needed it.
Well, a lot of the
So-
features they're adding are, frankly, upsell attempts too. You know, let's be honest about that. That's a lot of what we have going on. But I just wanted to say this.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. Chris Burns, burn it to the ground.
Hold on. I said burn Windows code base to the ground. I didn't say burn anything else to the ground. Let's be clear. Jeez. You're gonna get me canceled. Holy. All right. But that's been my thought for Windows for a while. Which, because you see all these patches, like, let's go back to the vulnerabilities, right? 570, right? If we keep, I don't even know what the total is for the year. I could probably find that, but like, we're well over 1,000, right? So at some point you gotta cut the cord. I think you just gotta make the hard decision. And they're doing a little bit. There's a version of Windows 11 out right now that runs a new kernel. It's designed more for like the ARM-based processors that are similar to what runs in a Mac, but that's not the norm yet. So anyway, I say they burn the code base to the ground. Come up with Windows 12 should be something completely different. It should basically kill most legacy stuff. And if you need to run legacy, use virtualization or containers or something like that to run it. And we could dive into what that means, but like, your PC would run faster. It would load things faster. It would get better battery life because it wouldn't be burning so many processes, and you would be happy as an end user. I hope.
Actually, that's a really good question for anyone that's watching. Is how many processes really are running on your PC right now that you have no idea what it is?
And I guarantee it's over 100.
Guaranteed.
100. That's lightweight.
The numbers.
Come on,
up those numbers. My bad.
Come on now, man. This is a competition. This is the competition.
Processes. Let's see.
I don't even know if I can tell off the top of my head.
Too many.
Well, I'm a bad example. So anyway, we could dump how many processors we're running. Someday I'd post it. It'd be kind of funny. Because like the number of services that just start when Windows boots is just insane, and then you install a couple applications that launch on startup, and now you're into stupid. So anyway,
stupid numbers.
Yeah. So I like what Microsoft is doing, having their own internal AI. They're also implementing a version of Microsoft AI into Copilot because it's really expensive to run ChatGPT and Anthropic and provide that. This is going to help drive the cost down, both to Microsoft, but I think to the end user eventually. And we're seeing a tech sell-off right now in the stock market because of a Chinese model that's open weight, which it's still a Chinese model at the end of the day, so we got to be careful there. But it's going to drive the cost down. So when you look at it from an economic standpoint, it's better for us as consumers if the cost gets driven down for what we use for AI. Because token usage is a thing. It gets very expensive. And it's very expensive to find vulnerabilities because they got to burn tokens. Well, if Microsoft could do it for half the cost now, can they get it to 90% cheaper?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because can they keep pushing the envelope for this? And, I think you're going to see, Google's trying to do the same thing with Gemini. It's going to be interesting to see how AI flushes out with the frontier models over the next 12 months. But, yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's going to, if we just keep patching and we keep finding vulnerabilities like this, I want them to turn it on other things, not just Windows PCs. I think we need to be able to have like a vulnerability scanner that can go out and look at like our firewalls, our switches, start attacking like the hardware, because that's going to be one of the things too, printers, things like that. So I'm not sure if Microsoft M- can do that. Because like I said, it's in preview. So yeah, can we drive the cost down? Can we do better? Can we find these things faster? And what do you guys think? Let us know.
I think it's a natural evolution.
It's just, we're going through another, AI is changing the way everything is working, the way everybody's thinking. And yeah, we need to figure out how to run it cheaper, faster, and safer. I just had somebody reach out a couple hours ago and say, "Oh, we just saw that there's open API access to our line of business app. I want to bring my son in for the summer to go build AI tools against it for us."
We're just creating we're creating episodes here. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
The question like that. We're live creating episodes, everyone. This goes back. Like I said, that sounds like, hey, my nephew could do our IT.
That's
what it sounds like.
Kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Do you think it's safe?
Yeah.
That was my message.
Well, just because someone's a little, little smart and good with gadgets doesn't mean they can do your IT. There's a
Tell
huge
me what
difference.
you wanna
There's a
do.
big gap
Let's
between
make a project.
handy and business.
Yeah. And you know what? It is to that point though, it is getting a lot easier to use tools to vibe code, to create dashboards, to consolidate data with stuff that you couldn't do before that would have cost you, thousands of dollars to hire a developer to do it, when you can go into an AI coding tool and do it in a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it safe though? And that goes back to AI building in certain things where they're code checking, they're telling you this isn't a good idea, like having all that stuff built into it, like Claude Code and things like that, or Codex for OpenAI. Is that stuff needs to be improved too? And I'm wondering when Microsoft's going to have that out. I know that the Microsoft AI team is doing a good job with trying to roll out new models. It's really interesting because they're going to be competing with their own investment in OpenAI and Anthropic.
It's true.
So, but the cool thing is, all these models do something a little bit better than the other. So Microsoft, as a company, if they can route between AI models similar to the way the OpenRouter does, you could choose the best model for the task that you're trying to get done at the cheapest price.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what we're all looking for. We're just looking to save costs. If you follow me on Facebook, I made a funny thing the other day. I'll leave that alone. But like, there's I joked about token maxing.
I saw that.
Yeah. So
Burn 'em all.
it was a joke. So every time you do something with AI, there's tokens. Just bear with me. And if you do something like too big or questions or upload too many things, use a lot of tokens, it can cost you money. And in my case, you can be put in called jail. You can put in jail with OpenAI where you just can't use anything for 5 hours. Or going back to your story, Bob, if you use an API and you don't put a limit on that, that can get real expensive real quick if you screw something up and it just goes out and just goes crazy on API usage. Because using APIs with AI is incredibly expensive versus having a $20 subscription. So anyway, we can talk about that. If you want know more about that, you want us to cover an episode of that, let us know. Anything else you want to let us know? Parting thoughts, fellas?
No, I think we came up with enough new episodes today. We're gonna have to go back and pull the recording of this one and
make a
build
list.
out a calendar for the next, I don't know, month and a half, maybe 3.
I think so. But yeah, let us know down below. What do you want to see? And you guys all have a good week.